YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Guys, thanks for joining me, guys. Happy Tuesday morning to everybody. Guys, let's take a look at what's happening across Canada because it's kind of important. There's a couple of things that they're hinting on. What are they hinting on? What are they bringing forward so that later on they can address and then bring forward again and then return to the floor and then make it into law? Usually they discuss something, retract it, bring it back, retract it, step it back, retract it, bring it back again, and then 2 years later, well, we told you this 2 years ago. That's what usually happens now in law. So let's take a look, guys. What is happening? Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for this Wednesday on the second hour on trends in the housing market. We're going to have uneducated economist on. We're going to be discussing lumber, the death of the repo market, QE injection, infinity, and don't forget to set your reminders also, guys, for Maneco 64 this Saturday on Mike in the Night. We're going to be talking economic future. So we're going to pick his brain and forecast what he thinks is coming. Anyways, guys, so here it is. Canadian mortgage rates are the lowest in history. Can they go any lower? Okay, well, here it is. Canadian mortgage rates are a record low, but should potential home buyers lock in rates now, or will rates get any lower? Not by much, but yes. Rates will go lower is the answer for several analytics citing the Bank of Canada's policy competition among lenders, seasonal factors, and the sicknesses impact on the economy. So again, they're going to always be using the sickness because they're going to keep having these new cases that I don't know how they're testing these people, but they're getting these new cases and whatnot, and how they test them in one day and announce the next day. I don't even know. I don't even know who's symptomatic. I'm not even going to go into that on this video. I'm waste your time. But rates will get lower. Now, this is a big issue, and we've been talking about this on the channel since pretty much, I think it was summer of last year. And me and the Raven we were discussing this too on the channel on Mike in the Night. They will go negative rates, but for them to go into negative rate territory, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to go digital currency so people can't remove their money, right? So, you see markets doing well, and people are like, why are markets doing, decent, Mike? How come they haven't seen a correction? Well, nobody wants to put their money in cash right now. Well, countries do. Countries put their money in U.S. dollars. But I'm saying people in general, the average Joe Donuts that has a little couple of $1,000 swandling around, prefers to put some of that money into the markets where it's not in cash, right? But if you don't have your money in markets, then what happens? Well, it changes to some sort of cryptocurrency. So you can't run off to the bank and pull your money out. You pull your money out, that creates you have no longer confidence in your government and banking system, and that creates a runoff on the markets and in the banking system. And if that happens, that becomes a huge issue, right? So if that becomes, and then what happens is you're going to start to see a breakdown in government, right? So what they want to do is they want to make sure that people that bought into homes they couldn't afford to buy or shouldn't have bought because they were put into these really bad deals, they're going to have to find a way. They're going to have to find a way to keep these people in the markets, and there's millions of them. No, that's the problem. We're not talking about 3,000 people because they could call the herd if they have to. 3,000 people. No, we're talking close to 1 million, maybe 2 million people that took first-time home buyer loans across the country. People that bought in when they shouldn't. People that lenders were altering documents for people to be approved. There's a lot of junk happening, right? So will rates go down? Yes, they will. They'll have to go down. The downward pressure, we're seeing the downward pressures now. We're seeing the rate of foreclosures going up. We're seeing a lot of things happening, especially in the Greater Toronto area and somewhat in the Vancouver area, but housing is hot. Semi-detached homes in Vancouver are hot right now. So yes, rates will go down. They need to go down because they have to cater to the people that didn't qualify for these mortgages, right? So here it goes, got a little bit of history on it. Canada's central bank slashed the benchmark interest rates by 0.5% on 3 separate occasions in March to bring them down to 0.25%. Government of Canada 5-year bond yields fell to 0.41% in August from 1.64% last December. So there it is. And that's why we're starting to see more and more inversions in the yield curve because you're just not getting, you got to the left, you got your yield, and then to the right, you got your time. So as your time goes by, you should be getting more yield, and if anything, you're getting less yield for a return. Then that's a huge issue, guys. Don't forget that. This is a huge issue also that they've been putting on the back burner quite a bit actually since all this stuff. Both measures affect how mortgage rates are set. But June, most major banks and mortgage brokers were offering a 5-year fixed rate loans at less than 2%. Rate of 1.64% can be found on Rate Hub, Toronto-based personal finance website co-founded. There it is, guys. So there it is right there. If you guys want to read the whole article, you guys are welcome to. And this is another big thing happening in Canada. Amazon to hire 3,500 workers in BC and Ontario to expand its footprint. So is Amazon making the right move at the right time? You're seeing a lot of mom and pops businesses shutting down because of COVID. Now they're saying 49% to 50% of businesses will not reopen because of the position that they're in because of this mass sickness. And let's roll the dice. How many sicknesses? Okay, let's roll 3 dice. Okay, that's 403 cases today. Yeah! But that's what's happening right now. So Amazon to hire 3,500 workers in British Columbia and Ontario to expand its footprint. So there it is. 33,000 jobs in Vancouver and 5,000 will be in Toronto. The problem with Amazon is I don't think they've been watching this channel at all, and they don't know what the cost of housing is and how Vancouver is an empty shell. So guys, if you want to open in Vancouver, I would suggest saying, we're going to open in the Vancouver region and open somewhere in Chilliwack or Abbotsford or even Hope, BC. Open in Hope. Don't open this do not open this in Vancouver because people are going to have to commute 3 days to get to work every day because it's so bad. The new corporate and tech jobs will include software development engineers, user experience designers, speech scientists working to make Alexa smarter. How do you make something smarter that has no intelligence? Cloud computing solutions, architects, and sales and marketing executives. So there it is, guys. The bulk of the jobs will be done post-Vancouver building, where Amazon will take an extra 63,000 square meters of office space by 2023. It will be operating across 18 floors. It is leasing in buildings in North Tower in 17 and in South Tower. So it's moving into big locations, but I think Amazon needs to strongly consider destination. Destination without proper transportation means nothing. And this is what's happening, guys. This is a big deal. Amazon is being blamed for all the tech jobs it created in Seattle and King County. It's not. It is not Amazon's fault for the shortage of affordable housing in Seattle. It was foreign investing. When Vancouver, British Columbia put on the foreign buyers tax in the tail end of 2017, investors went to Seattle and King County and pretty much Blaine, and all those other places there along the border. It just basically put up pricing 17% a year over year, making Seattle one of the hottest housing markets in 2017 and 2018 because of the foreign insurgence of laundered money. Woo! So that is that right there. So Amazon opening up jobs now with the death of mom and pop businesses. Could this potentially be a move that Amazon's making on the chessboard? That's something to think about. All right, let's move on, guys. Now, remember when $1 million actually bought you something like this back in the day when your money actually had value, where the banks used to pay you 4.5% or 5% interest on your money? Heck, I remember back in the 80s, early 80s, they were paying 8%. You had $1 million, they'd be giving you $80 large a year just to hold your money. You get paid off interest, right? So what is happening here? Here's the deal, guys. This is what's happening. So this is like expensive properties in Vancouver. So like $35 million. $28 million. $26 million. $21 million. $28 million. $25 million. $22 million. Well, guys, do these properties still exist for $1 million somewhere on the planet? They sure do. And I actually did the math converted from Canadian dollars. So basically, this is $1 million Canadian right there. Yep, you can still buy those homes. Those homes still exist somewhere. And there it is. You could still find those kind of homes with lots of land and lots of square footage, depending on the area you want to live in, but you could still find a ton of those homes across America for $1 million. Oh, Mike, but that's America. Nope. I actually rounded it down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Holy crap, with the pool and everything. But yeah, you could still find $1 million home for $1 million. What's happening in Canada? Why are $1 million homes? Look at that. Why are $1 million homes in Canada now 20 million plus? Like, could somebody answer that for me? Why are $1 million homes 20 million plus? So what do we call this? Yeah, I'm gonna buy a $20 million home where I could pretty much buy the same home somewhere else for under $1 million Canadian. Yeah, there's just so many of them like that. Just so many. Look at that. It's got solar panels and it's got hurricane screens on it. Everything. Look at that. Yep, you could still get $1 million home. Look at that. Lakefront property. You could still get $1 million home in some places. Guys, look at that. You could still get, $1 million home, guys, and not have to worry and not have to pay $20 million for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What's happening across Canada? And if you live in Canada, please let people know that we exist. I don't get a lot of people watching this channel from Canada, which is really weird. A majority of my views come from the States, Australia, some from New Zealand, but Canada's ranked number 4th in viewership. Hopefully, somebody out there in Canada could subscribe to us. I'm in Canada, so hopefully, we could talk. Come on the show. Come on the show and tell us what's on your mind on trends in the housing market. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Thanks for watching. Big hug to everyone out there.